there's something called drip.
Put in work from the streets to the booth. Reckless since my youth with more wisdom than my tooth.
What is going on, guys? It's your boy Void here, and today I want to talk a little bit about how do I pay for some of these subscription services like Netflix using my stocks. And that sounds kind of like, that doesn't sound real. Like, oh, my stocks can pay for my Netflix? Do you mean like selling them? No, I mean while you hold them, they can pay for your Netflix for you. The first thing that is essential if you want your stocks to pay for your Netflix, Spotify, whatever subscription you have to first know what a dividend is. So a dividend is basically when a company rewards its shareholders by giving them a small percentage of profits. So let's say I had one share of Microsoft. Microsoft pays out about, I think, 45 cents per share that you own of them every quarter. So every 3 months, for every share of Microsoft that I own, I can expect to get back 40 to 50 cents from that stock. Now, they can change this dividend. They don't owe me this money, but it's a nice bonus to owning the stock and for being a shareholder of Microsoft. We know kind of what a dividend is. I want to talk about my 3 favorite dividend stocks. So the first one is going to be O, and that's going to be Realty Income. Now, this one is interesting because it's a real estate investment trust. And what that means is basically all of the money is pulled together and a group of people is going to use this money to fund the purchase of real estate or rental properties. Now, that means that your money won't be growing as fast as Apple or Tesla, but it will be relatively stable to the prices of real estate. Now, that's not to say it can't go down, but generally, it is a much safer investment than many other stocks. So the unique thing about a real estate investment trust is while it's safer, it doesn't grow much, but it gives you a monthly dividend, or at least O does. And O is currently paying me 23 cents a month per share that I own of them. And their shares are not the most expensive in the world. So that's really nice. My second favorite dividend stock is KO, or KO. That's going to be Coca-Cola. And I don't have a Coca-Cola with me, though that'd be kind of cool little plug, but I don't generally drink too much soda. I try to stay away from that. Anyways, KO also pays a dividend. Now, they don't pay monthly dividends. They pay quarterly. So every 3 months, they'll give me a dividend. What I like about Coca-Cola is I feel like they're one of those big blue chip companies that won't fail. They are so big that they own a lot of different things. They're very diverse, and people are continuously buying their products and enjoying them. So I think it's a really good stock that pays a dividend quarterly. It's not as high of a dividend as Realty Income, but it grows more, or at least that's the hope. So my third one is Microsoft, actually. And I mention this stock a lot because I really like Microsoft stock. But Microsoft really isn't a dividend stock, but it is a stock that pays a dividend. Now, most people consider Microsoft to be like a growth stock because it grows a lot more than the dividend payout is worth, if that makes any sense. Most of its value comes not from its dividend, but from its growth. So I like that one just for the stable growth while having small dividends every now and then. Paying for some of these subscriptions, let's get into it. So let's say I had Netflix, which I'm sure many of you do. I mean, I've been binging a lot of shows lately. I've been binging Avatar: The Last Airbender throughout this quarantine. And Netflix, it's not expensive, but it's not trivial, especially when you're paying it every month. It's $12 a month for its base subscription. And if I wasn't using someone else's Netflix, then I would definitely be using, or I would consider using some of my dividend income in order to pay for that. And it's really easy. It's pretty simple to see how you could do that. So if I were to look up, I'm going to focus on O Realty Income right now. If I were to look up O Realty dividend income, and I see that they are currently paying 23 cents per share that you own of them, it's pretty simple to figure out how much of O you have to have in order to pay off your Netflix subscription. So in this case, I have $12 Netflix subscription, and that ends up being about $144 a year. 12 times 12, 144. So $12 a month divided by 23 cents is going to give me 52 point something shares. So that means I have to own 53 shares of O Realty Income in order to pay for my Netflix every month. Now, this isn't the cheapest thing in the world. Now, like 53 shares of O is going to cost you $3,130 because its stock price is about $60 right now. And 53 times 60, that's going to give you $3,100. And that's not cheap at all. But when you take into account that you're getting these dividends to pay off your subscription and your stock is growing, when you combine the two, it's just awesome. You get free Netflix from money that would otherwise be sitting in a savings account or something of the sort. So if you have $3,000 in your savings account and you're not getting free Netflix, you could be. Now, I'm not saying if you only have $3,000 in your savings account, go invest all of it into O. Don't do that, please. You want to have an emergency fund just in case. So anyways, I mentioned that I do not pay for my Netflix and neither do my dividends. So what do I do with my dividends if I don't pay for my Netflix with it? What else can I do with them? So what I actually do, there's something called DRIP. And DRIP is the dividend reinvestment plan. And a lot of brokerages will have DRIP. This basically will allow you to get your dividend and reinvest it into that stock. That way your growth compounds and multiplies. Okay, so bear with me a little bit. I'm going to get into the math here. So if I have a stock, let's say it's called Y, and that stock costs $4, but every quarter the dividend for this stock is $1, and I have DRIP enabled, that means the $1 is not going to go to me after 3 months. It's going to go back into my Y stock and get me even more shares of Y. So after 3 months, they're going to give me $1, which is 1/4 or 0.25 of a share of Y. So I now own 1.25 shares of Y, and that's valued at $6.25. So the next time that this comes around, they're going to pay me more than $1 because I own more than just one share now. I own 1.25 shares. So they're actually going to give me $1.25 in this case. So now I'm going to have 1.56 shares of Y. And now I own even more. So the next time a dividend comes around at the 9-month mark, I'm going to have a higher dividend than just $1.25. I'm going to have $1.56 dividend, which is awesome. That just means my money gets to grow even faster because I own even more of it. So after 9 months, I'm going to have 1.95 shares of Y. and that's valued at $7.81. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. If I kept doing this process over and over without putting any new money that I get in, then at 24 months, I am going to have 5 shares of O or of Y at $20.25. I'll put a table here so that you guys can see, but if you notice, 3 to 6 months, it only gave me an extra $1.25 in value. And that's good, but $1.25, nothing special. But from 18 to 24 months, I owned so many more shares than I originally started with that I increased in value by $5 whole. And if I keep on holding on to it, the interest is going to compound and allow me to pay for much more than my Netflix subscription. So it's really up to you. If you decide to use these dividends for Netflix, Spotify, whatever else you may have, that's awesome. That's cool for you. I mean, you get a free service. That is great. But if you want to play a longer game and you're younger, you have time, and you don't really care about getting like free Netflix, I really encourage you to enable DRIP, which is dividend reinvestment plan, for whatever brokerage you have. They have it on Robinhood. They have it on Vanguard. Make sure that you enable that, and your money can grow faster than you can hit the like and subscribe button. All right. So that's about it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support, each and every one of you. Now, I hope that some of you guys can either make some compound interest off of this method that I showed you guys, or tell me in the comments below if you end up getting some free Netflix, free Spotify, whatever the case may be. And let me know if you have any questions about dividends or good dividend stocks, anything like that. I'd be happy to help in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.